And you'll see here, here's the code. And you've got all of your favorite features from an IDE. Watch, I have autocomplete methods. Anyone who's been developing in JavaScript, you probably missed this feature. And let's run this application. So I just click debug, and what you're looking at here is hosted mode. So this here is the real Safari browser talking to our real Java bytecode. And when I click this button, as the code suggested, an alert. Now, hosted mode, where it really becomes useful, is when something goes wrong. And this happens a lot when you're developing in Ajax. So let's show off your usual debugging tools that you'd be used to if you've developed in Java. So I can set a breakpoint in my source code. And so when I click this button, a breakpoint will get triggered. So let's watch. I'm going to click 3, 2, 1. Breakpoint, as you'd expect. And notice I have everything I want. I have the stack trace, the methods. I can look at the sender. And this is what it looks like as HTML. And I can step through my code, everything that you can do with Java. And now I continue, and an alert popped up for Ajax, as you'd expect. So this allows for a really quick cycle of write your code, edit your code, and then test it. So let's actually change the code. So a common request that we get is when people are developing web applications, they like to be able to type some code, click refresh, and see the change, and then keep typing, clicking refresh. Well, you can do the same with Google Web Toolkit. So let's, as an example, let's use the refactoring tools that you don't get in Notepad, you get in a fancy IDE. So let's use refactor and extract this constant. Let's call it that. Hello. And I'll change the text, hello, Yokohama. And now if I go back to the hosted mode, I click refresh, I click the button, and look, it's been updated. So you see what I'm getting at here. That you can change your code, refresh, test, and really make changes, make fixes very quickly. A lot quicker than you'd be used to with typical JavaScript development. And I'd just like to mention that when you're developing in JavaScript, there are great tools such as Firebug and Venkman. And these tools, they really are very good, but they only work for Firefox. So if you want to test your application in Internet Explorer or Safari, you don't really have good tools. You can't just use the same tool. Whereas Google Web Toolkit lets you do that. So this was Java code in a browser. So if I click this button here, compile browse, this actually generates the raw JavaScript that you would actually deploy to your server. And you'll notice here, it just finished compiling. This is the usual Safari you're used to. And it's just a plain HTML file. I click the button, as you'd expect. And you're probably wondering what the source looks like. Well, most of it, it's hidden away from us. So there's complex compiled JavaScript code, but you shouldn't need to debug the JavaScript. And this is where the magic happens. We just include the JavaScript file. Okay, so that is Hello World for Google Web Toolkit.